All right, so at the end of April, The Atlantic posted this article: Why has America ignored its best addiction treatment? And it's about buprenorphine. All right, now we're just going to skip over the fact that I wrote an article with a very similar title about methadone 3 years ago for undark.org, but you should go ahead and read that. Okay, back to The Atlantic. So the article is a bit heartbreaking. It tells the story of two siblings who both struggled with opioid use disorders and both ended up taking buprenorphine. Unfortunately, one of those siblings needed a place to live, and he found a sober home, but they wouldn't let him continue taking his bupe. I'll give you one guess as to how his story tragically ends. Now, his sister is still with us and still taking bupe as far as we know, although she has had some obstacles of her own. Now, aside from telling those heart wrenching stories, one of the other things the article does really well is explain why other countries have had so much more success with medication assisted treatment than the US has. People in the United States have a really restrictive view of sobriety. Here's the paragraph I really like where they describe it. Schmopioid agonist therapy with buprenorphine or methadone requires prescribers, regulators, and patients to accept that a person can be sober while taking a schmopioid every day. That idea cuts against the narrow definition of sobriety that America's addiction model was, and largely still is, built on. Whereas many European countries have successfully implemented coordinated low barrier access to treatments like methadone and buprenorphine, abstinence based opioid addiction treatment is alive and well in America. In many Narcotics Anonymous meetings, for example, attendees taking buprenorphine are treated the same as those in active addiction. They can listen, but not speak. In many sober houses, the first step after rehab, residents are not permitted to take buprenorphine.